Brian had a bracelet on his wrist.
Yeah, I have one too. Brian's got one, I've got one. We have these great wristbands with a rare breed of love on them and cute little tiny paw prints. And I'm wearing a t-shirt. I don't know if you can see it. It's a fabulous silhouette, which Brian also designed. I don't know if it's kind of white, it's kind of bright,
He's
maybe
a
on your camera.
multi-talented man.
Yes, he is very much so. He's worn a lot of hats, as everyone has on this project, but he is an artist in many ways, not just musically, but also in fine arts.
Okay. Now, I want to read a quote from your book. Let's see, it was law professor, UCLA law professor Tammy Bryant. It is therefore not only the animals who suffer. An individual who knows the truth of this animal suffering and of society's failures to address it is harmed by both the suffering and society's disregard. When the person shares her traumatic knowledge with another, his or her reaction can compound the truth teller's pain. The pain has seen something horrible, but when she tugs on someone's sleeve with the words, "This is awful, awful, awful," she is likely to be pitted for her frailty, chided for anthropomorphizing, or avoided for supposedly projecting her own traumas onto animals' experience.
Well, that's a very important quote. What Professor Bryant was saying is, here's the problem with being an advocate for abused victims, especially for animals. When society doesn't believe you, or people in your own inner circle don't believe you, how horrific.
Like family members,
yeah,
like, what's the matter with you? It's only
right.
a dog.
Exactly.
It's only a cat.
That compounds the trauma. So not only have you had to witness this horrible abuse, whether you've seen it in a video or you've seen it live for yourself, as I do every day, but then you go home or you go to the office or you go to a gathering and you try to tell the rest of society what's going on, and they ignore you or they reject you or they make fun of you for being overly sensitive. And that is actually an occupational hazard of the abuse the advocates who are fighting for to help these poor victims. It also it happens with, there's always trauma, post-traumatic stress and trauma for any advocate of abuse victims. You talk to people who advocate for child abuse, and they see horrific things, sexual, physical abuse, and they also report feelings of depression and rage and anxiety. But it's even worse for the animal advocate because animals are that much lower on the totem pole, and people tend to not take the issue as seriously as they should.
Well, I know two people who volunteered after Hurricane Katrina to go help in animal shelters. Mm-hmm. And there was just a story published in the Chicago Tribune about we've had flooding in Illinois and the Midwest, and so the animals that were separated from the humans are now being put up for adoption.
Right.
So it seems like more and more people are becoming aware. What are some of the names of the organizations, and aren't your profits being donated?
Yeah, I'm donating all of my profits to the Humane Society of the United States for their anti-puppy mill campaign. I really feel strongly that it's important to give back and to do whatever I can. I know when I saw puppy mill for myself for the first time, I said, I don't care what it takes, how much money, how much time, how many resources. I'm going to do whatever it takes to shut this industry down. And I meant it. And and one of the steps in doing so is to donate my profits to the Humane Society. And there are lots of great animal welfare organizations, and I contribute to most of them. But HSUS, I think, really is in an ideal position to address the legislative component. They're highly respected on Capitol Hill. They're a constant presence on Capitol Hill, and they've done lots of legislative things in other animal-based industries, and I think that they are really poised to do something major here.
Well, one of the authors, I think it was Bridget from the Girls Next Door co-star, she talked about cat mills.
That's right. People ask me that all the time. Are there cat mills or catteries? And indeed there are.
Yeah, and so it talked about how she changed her life. Well, Jana, I'm sorry we're out of time. It really flew by. For more information about Baby, Dr. Jana Kohl, Brian Harrell, Infinity Foundation, InterQuest, stay tuned to the credits at the end. Until next time, we wish you good health, good spirits, and good fortune.
For more information about this show, our guests, Infinity Foundation, or any of our other programs, please visit our website, infinityfoundation.org, or call us at